When Lenny first came to us, we were shocked by how sick he really was. He would eat cardboard just to get something into his stomach. His heartworm had made him incredibly unwell and constantly hungry, so he would steal food from the pantry and even from the kitchen counter. It was a massive shock to see just how sick he really was. Lenny had been bred into the Greyhound racing industry. He was raced a couple of times, but he injured his back both times. After that, he was discarded. By the time he came to us, he had already been through so much and had never really known what it meant to be someone's pet. His racing career ended because of those injuries. Lenny had never been inside a house before. He didn't know what a television was, and he didn't even know how to walk through a doorway. Everything inside the house was completely unfamiliar to him. Things we barely noticed were completely new to Lenny. We had to realize that things we considered ordinary were completely new experiences for him. One of the things Lenny did was collect objects. We started calling him the sponge because he would pick things up and carry them around, but he never chewed them or destroyed them, he simply collected them. It was almost like he couldn't believe that he was finally allowed to have things of his own. Sometimes he would hold an object almost like a teddy bear. Watching him do that was incredibly touching. He wasn't trying to destroy anything. He just seemed to find comfort in having something with him. It was one of the first little signs that we were beginning to see a different side of Lenny. We started bringing home different toys and letting him discover them. We wanted to see which ones he liked. At first, he didn't really understand what toys were, but after a couple of months, we started seeing a little more life returning to his eyes. He was slowly discovering something completely new to him. As Lenny became healthier, he slowly started discovering what it meant to play. We began seeing more of his personality, and it was beautiful. The sick, frightened dog we had first met was gradually becoming a happy dog who was curious about the world around him. Little by little, we could see more of the real Lenny. We finally started to see what a beautiful boy Lenny really was. All those months of heartache and hard times suddenly felt worth it. As he recovered, his personality became clearer, and we realized just how loving he could be. It was amazing to see how much he had changed. Lenny is the most loving dog I've ever had. You can't even go to the bathroom without him coming in for a cuddle. Once the heartworm was gone and he was feeling better, he wanted to be close to us all the time. He was always there following us and looking for affection. He's basically one step behind you wherever you go. If you get up, Lenny follows. If you sit down, he wants to be beside you. For a dog who had never really known kindness, the amount of love he gives back is incredible. He loves everybody despite everything he went through. Lenny also loves our other dogs. We have dogs who are 15 and 16 years old, and he is incredibly kind to them. He is gentle and patient with everyone. Somehow, Lenny has this way of making everything around him feel happier and brighter. About 6 months after we took Lenny on as a foster, we had to start writing his biography for his adoption profile. We began writing down all the wonderful things about him, how loving he was, how gentle he was, and how much happiness he brought into our home. We were simply trying to describe the dog we had come to know. But while we were writing it, we started realizing that maybe we couldn't send him away. The more we wrote about Lenny and everything we loved about him, the harder it became to imagine him leaving. We were beginning to realize how much he meant to us. Somewhere along the way, he had stopped feeling like a foster dog and had become part of our family. Then on Christmas Day, we finally said, you know what, he needs to be part of our family. We made the decision to keep him and sign the papers that same day. There was no longer any question about where Lenny belonged. After everything Lenny had been through, it felt like the right thing to do. It was the best Christmas present we could have given ourselves, and I think it was the best Christmas present for Lenny too. He went from eating cardboard because he was starving, being discarded after his injuries, and never knowing what a home was, to becoming the loving dog who follows us everywhere and cuddles with us every chance he gets. After everything he had been through, seeing him become this loving dog made it all worthwhile. Lenny's story reminds me that sometimes a dog doesn't need someone to teach him how to love. He simply needs someone to give him the chance. When Lenny first arrived, he was desperately sick, constantly hungry, and unfamiliar with almost everything inside a home. But with time, treatment, patience, and kindness, we watched the life return to his eyes. He began collecting things, discovering what toys were, and showing us the beautiful personality that had been hidden beneath all those difficult months. If Lenny's journey touched your heart, please share his story with someone who believes rescue dogs deserve a second chance. Every share helps more people see the loving dog behind the difficult past. Six months after Lenny came to us as a foster, we were supposed to write his biography so another family could adopt him. Instead, those words made us realize that we couldn't send him away. We couldn't imagine losing the dog who followed us everywhere, came in for cuddles, was so kind to our older dogs, and made everything feel happier and brighter. On Christmas Day, we signed the papers and made him part of our family. After being discarded because of his injuries, Lenny finally had a family that chose him, and for us, keeping him was the best Christmas present we could have given ourselves and him.